Hey, family, it's your girl Evelyn, and I am back with another video. And today I want to share with you my very modest fragrance collection. So, continuing in the spirit of curating my beauty as far as my wardrobe, my signature makeup look, my environment, things like that. I also include fragrance in that, even though it's not something you see, it is still part of the full sensory experience. And so I am not a fragrance head. I'm not a frag head. I am not a fragrance YouTuber, but I do have a fairly small collection here that I wanted to share with you. And I kind of wanted to get some of your feedback on, like, if I like these fragrances, what are some other ones that are maybe a little bit more niche, maybe a little bit more exclusive, maybe a little bit more of an investment that I could search out. And so I'm going to start with like my bigger fragrances, and then I have some travel sizes, and then I have some mini sizes. And so we're going to get into that. So I'm going to probably start with my most used fragrance. And who would I be if I wasn't a Baccarat Rouge 540 girly? Obviously, you can see by this bottle, your girl loves this fragrance, and I wish that I didn't. I wish that I wasn't with the masses. I wish that I was an individual. But this smells so amazing on me, and I've smelled it on other people, and it smells completely different on them. I've smelled it on a man, and I did not know, honey, okay, that how good it can smell on a man. I love, okay? So Baccarat Rouge 540. This one I've used a significant amount of, and I don't think it's as popular. This is called Oshun 5 by Imperial Fragrance. This is a Black-owned brand. And let me just say this. Oshun is very floral citrusy. So if I have something that's a little bit more powdery, a little bit more vanilla-y, or like heavier, and I want to lighten it, I pop on Oshun. I love this. When I use this up, I'm going to get another bottle. Okay. I've had this for a while now, but I love it. And again, I'm not huge on like notes. What I do know is I like fruity florals and warm florals. I don't necessarily like citrus florals. So this might be, it's definitely a floral. Is it a fruity floral, a warm floral? I don't know. I love it. And very similar to the way I cook, very similar to the way I do my makeup, there's a lot of layering. There's very few of these fragrances that I just wear straight and outright. And not that you couldn't, it's just my nature to want to cocktail some stuff together. I'm going to cocktail a foundation. I'm going to cocktail a lip, a blush, a fragrance, right? I'm going to cocktail some spices together when I'm cooking. So this is a layering fragrance for me. And let me tell you, this next fragrance I bought with the exclusive purpose of layering. And that is Ellis Brooklyn's Vanilla Milk. It smells like heavy cream and vanilla. Some people say they think it smells like spoiled milk. I enjoy it. Look at this. Now, I do not wear this straight if I have something that's a little too sharp on me. So I realize with my body chemistry, something can be kind of fairly sweet, and then my body will kind of like acid it up. It will make it tart. And so to bring some of the sweetness back without being like cloyingly sweet, I will layer in this, right? So these almost have two different functions. If something is too powdery, too heavy, or whatever, and I want to lighten it up, this will do it for me to kind of bring some of that citrusy acid in there. If something is way too harsh and whatever, and I kind of want to round out and smooth out the edges, I'm putting on Vanilla Milk by Ellis Brooklyn. Now, my first fragrance from Ellis Brooklyn was a sample of their Sunfruit, which I need a full bottle of because I love that, okay? But this is also a layering fragrance for me. Now, let's jump into another popular one, which is Delina. This runs sharp/tart on me, so I will often mix it with Vanilla Milk. I also, on me, will mix it with Baccarat Rouge, and then I also mix it with my next fragrance, which is the Pink Yara. Y'all, I was in a fragrance Facebook group, I had to mute it. It was going to turn me into a frag head. I've already got too many expensive hobbies. I already have books. I already have luxury beauty. I already have ballet. I already have boxing. I already like to bake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I can't. I was like, no, no, no. But when I was in there, that's when I found out about this. So this is a while ago. And this too is a layering fragrance for me. Very rarely do I wear this on its own. Okay, so I will mix this sometimes with Delina. It works for me. I wouldn't recommend that combination for everybody. This is a little bit sweeter. Delina's a little bit tart on me. Now, a fragrance that I do wear for the most part by itself, when I do wear it, is the Jimmy Choo I Want You. And but this is mostly oops, I did not mean to do that. And that is going to spray when I put that back on there. Okay. This is mostly a fall winter fragrance for me. I love it, but it's a little heavy. It's a little, not heavy, but like it has some girth. It's not super light and flirty. It's a little bit more like grown and settled. Not grown and sexy, but like grown and settled, like established, like I have arrived, but I love it. Okay. And then I also use, this is Burberry Her. I believe this is Burberry Her. I also layer with this a lot. That marshmallow in here, I typically cut it with this. I mean, they're giving similar vibes, right? But rarely is this a fragrance that I wear by itself, even though I enjoy it, but I like to cut it with something to make it work for my body chemistry. Okay. And then the next two are ones that are kind of powdery to me, and I definitely have to cut them, but I also, it's where they're sharp and powdery. I have to cut them with something to make them a little sweeter because they're very floral. That's what it is. They're like very floral forward. And then I also have to kind of fruit them up a little bit. And that is Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. I like this, but as you can see, even in this smaller size, I have not used a ton of it. It's so powdery. Like for me, it's a little, okay, so I haven't used it much. I may end up giving this to someone. And then I bought that very early in my fragrance journey. And then also the Lancome Idol fragrance. This is a little small bottle. This one, it depends on the day. It depends on the day. Because some days when I smell this, it makes me nauseous. And then some days when I smell this, I'm like, yes, layer it up. Today is not one of those days. Again, I bought these two very early into my fragrance journey. These are probably two of my least used fragrances. And then let's get into the next fragrance, which is Tuiles de Hermes. Okay, this is kind of a gingery scent, right? When I want to smell like fresh out of the shower, it's not a fresh out of the shower scent. Let me be clear. It is not a fresh out of the shower scent. But for some reason, on me, it's giving, I just took a shower and I'm getting ready to go to bed. Or I just took a shower, but I'm just going to put on lounge clothes and be around the house, but I want to smell good. And I will typically layer this with Origins is a brand that I really like. They have a ginger body wash and a body lotion / body butter. This layer with that, with a little bit of this. Okay, what are the people doing now? Same thing. These two. Okay, I don't wear this on its own, but I like it. It's a very inoffensive scent. Like if you're on a plane and you're going to wear fragrance, something like this is nice. Okay. Now, those are my full size fragrances. Let me get into some of my travel sizes. Okay. So I have a few here and there are some repeats. Let me pull these out. Okay. So I mentioned Sunfruit by Ellis Brooklyn. This is empty. I mean, there's like Yeah, no, I think this is completely empty. I just need to buy the full size. I blew through this. Like, I just, springtime, summertime, I blew through this, okay? And then I also have Gucci Flora. This to me is very in the same category of these two, which I bought them early in my fragrance journey. And I was like, oh, I like that. And I didn't really let it like sit on my skin. This one sometimes will make me nauseous. I have to be in a mood for it. And it's interesting because I have to cut it with something like this. I have to cut it. On its own, it just, like, it's weird. On one hand, I like it. But on the other hand, I'm like, I can taste, like, the smell of it. I can taste it, right? Not my favorite. Now, I have a travel size vanilla milk from Ellis Brooklyn to take with me when I'm traveling so that I can layer. I actually bought this first and I started running through it and I was like, girl, it's doing it. You're loving it too much to not have a full size. And what's interesting with this being vanilla milk, I use this very similar to the way I use vanilla in baking. I don't care if the recipe calls for vanilla or not, I'm probably going to put it in there, right? I don't care if it's a fruit sauce, I don't care if it's an apple pie, I don't care if it's a pecan pie. Like, I'm probably going to put the vanilla in there, and I'm probably going to put more vanilla in there than you asked for. I use this the same way in my fragrance collection, okay? So this is just a travel size of that. I also have a travel size that came with the Jimmy Choo I Want You. When I'm traveling in the wintertime, as you can see, this gets oh, and it don't, let me tell you, this don't want to, and that's enough, right? Now, this is the Valentina Born Aroma. I love this. It's a little soapy, but I like it. I also will layer this with a slightly sweeter fragrance. I don't know if it needs it, but again, my skin chemistry, like I said, kind of like tarts things up. So this is important. In my collection. Now, I have a series of travel fragrances that I don't even know if are being made anymore. These are, I'm trying to remember the brand. The brand is Illume. Okay, Illume. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I have the coconut milk scent. I have the Thai lily scent, and then I have the anemone scent, which is more like unisex. And I love these. I've had these for a very long time. Like, that smells so good. I'm about to put that on now. I don't have any fragrance on now. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done it that way. This smells so good. This is the Thai lily. Oh, I just love it. It's like when I just want a little something and I don't need it to be like super complex or layered or whatever the case may be. I just want a little something nice and light. This is it. The coconut milk. Oh no, that was the coconut milk. And then this was the Thai lily. And then this one, the anemone, this is very unisex and I love it. And I remember back in the day, I think it was like in high school, I think it was either Gap or Calvin Klein had a very, I know Gap for sure had this very like unisex fragrance and I loved it. And then Calvin Klein had one. We're talking like late 90s, early 2000s. And this reminds me of that so much. Like, it's unisex, slightly more feminine, but it is, oh, it's unisex. I wish I had the notes for these. Let me see if the notes for these are on the container because these are the backup. It does. Oh, okay. So the anemone is apple, mint, citrus, and patchouli. Interesting because I typically don't like patchouli, but I think there's something about the apple and mint in that. And then the Thai. Oh, do I not have to? Okay, I just have 2 anemones. I don't think I have any more Thai lilies. And then the coconut mango is mango, coconut milk, and palm leaf. I don't get the palm leaf at all. I get straight coconut milk. I barely get the mango, okay? But I love it. And to me, that also functions very similarly to this. I think I like that kind of like creamy, milky backdrop. Like, it's kind of like, This is hilarious because I told you it's like food. Like sometimes when I'm making like a soup, like a brothy based soup, let's say I'm doing something like chicken sausage and potato, or like a cannellini bean and kale, and it's got onion and garlic and all these herbs and spices. It's good, right? Just being this very earthy with kale in it. And then there's something about if you just add a little bit of cream, like you don't even have to make it a full on creamy soup, but if you just add a little bit of cream and maybe just a little bit of Parmesan, it just kind of rounds those sharp edges out, which dairy tends to do with very sharp tasting foods, whether it's spicy, whatever. And I think the same is working for me when it comes to my fragrance, that kind of milky, creamy essence background. I think I like that. So if you know any fragrances that are like that, let me know. It's kind of like even when it comes to lip glosses, you know how there's certain lip glosses, they kind of have that milky, like, back tone. I'm not a fan of those as much, but it's giving the same thing. And then lastly, let me get into some miniatures that I have here. I have 4. Let me get into the smallest one. So the smallest one I have here is Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. I feel like this is bigger than a sample, but bigger than a like a little sample discovery. Like I've worn this several times and it still works. To me, what's interesting is this falls into the same category as this, right? Light, non-offensive. It's giving me beach, right? It's giving me salt water blowing through my hair. It does not smell like salt water, but there's something about this fragrance that is it's light. It's not like my favorite. Like, I don't dislike it though. It's one of those, if I just want a little something and I don't want a very distinctive scent and maybe I just want to go to bed, I'll use this. Next, speaking of beach, I have this miniature, and this is Beach Walk by Replica. I don't even know where I got this from. Again, I need to figure out what the notes of these 4, because I feel like these 3, obviously this is not a mini, but I feel like these 3 are very similar scent-wise. I feel like if you have one, you don't need the other. Particularly these 2. If you like either one of these, you don't need the other one. To me, in my nose, anyway. And then the last 2 fragrances I have, the bottles are so cute because they're literally just mini bottles, is the Black Opium by YSL or Yves Saint Laurent, which is funny because for their clothing line is Saint Laurent, but then for their fragrance line it's still Yves Saint Laurent. Black Opium. And these are so cute. I got these like in a little double set. Again, this to me falls in the kind of the same category as this. Not that it smells the same, just a similar category. And then this is YSL Libre. I think I'm saying that right, Libre. It's not Libra. You know, I took 4 years of French in high school and 2 years of French in college, and you would never know it. I love this. It's to me, this is like classic, like what I remember perfume smelling like growing up. It falls into that same category of like weight, of like Jimmy Choo, I Want You. It's a one and done. I don't really layer this. It's just like, and when you put it on, that's all you need. And you don't need a lot. It's just enough, and it's very much like, yes, I am a perfume. So that is my little modest collection. Let me know in the comments below, do you have any of these fragrances? Do you like any of these fragrances? What kind of fragrance notes are you more drawn to? And given what I like, if you notice, most of my bottles are pink. I'm not a super gourmand person. I'm not like a fresh linen, cotton, whatever. I'm not that. And I also have a fairly large collection of samples. Pause. Let me. You know what? Let me bring those in here. I want to show you my sample collection because this is how I find my favorite fragrances. Okay, so I went and I grabbed my sample collection. So these 3 boxes right here, let me just start with this one. So when I was first starting out in my fragrance journey, I ordered a lot of discovery sets. So this one is from Penhaligon's, which I believe is a UK based fragrance brand. And this is their scent library. I probably need to go back through these because this is a lot of fragrance and see if there's something that I enjoy. I think I have these in here upside down. I do. Okay, here we go. I probably need to go back through these now that I'm clearer about the kind of notes that I like, the kind of fragrance I gravitate towards. I need to go back through their scent library and see if there is a fragrance in here that I enjoy. I remember initially being like, I don't know if this is a fragrance house for me. So this is Penhaligon's. Now, let me tell you, an investment that I made that I don't know. What do you do with fragrances that you're not a fan of? Do y'all remember when House of Sillage was sending all the influencer girlies fragrance after fragrance after fragrance? And so I got influenced and I bought these are not discovery sets. I just got lipstick all over the back of that one. Hot diggity doggy, because I was going to give these away. Anyway, I got their Whispers in the Garden set, and then I also got their I don't know what this is called. Anyway, let's talk about the Whispers in the Garden set. These are substantial. These are travel size. Y'all, I have those. And I have these. And when I tell you I don't like Nan 1. I mean, maybe I need to go back again now that I've honed in on my particular fragrance preference. They just been sitting. And you know how sometimes people talk about, let your fragrances sit for a couple of months and maybe you'll like them better. Okay. Now, these are not attached. These are 3 different drawers. So y'all, I have an abnormal amount of samples here. Okay. The reason why I have this is because one of the things that I decided to do as part of my Curate My Beauty journey is that every time I mean, this is some discovery sets. I remember when I was first getting into Parfums de Marly, I ordered their discovery set. So that's in here. The Hypnotist discovery set is in here. But I also decided that with every makeup order or anything like that, if one of the options was to get a discovery set or a fragrance sample, that I would do that. And then that was a great way for me to try out new fragrances. So this top drawer, let me see if I can just pull this out. These are all of the samples that I've gotten that I actually enjoy and would consider getting a full size of. So, or have gotten a full size of. So this is Flower Bomb. This is the Harmonist in Hypnotizing Fire. This is the Harmonist in Desired Earth. I've got some Versace Dylan Blue. Gentle Fluidity Gold. Let me tell you something. I'm going to have to buy this because the way I'm holding on to this little bit, because this is probably one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and I just need to buy it. But I also don't want to be one of those people that's got 60 fragrances and it's you got one body. No judgment. I just don't want to do it because I've already got so many hobbies. You know what I'm saying? I've already got collections. I got a makeup collection. I got Angel Share by Kilian, some Ness, some Chanel, some Gucci, right? Then, so these are ones that I know that I like. This drawer are ones, Libre from YSL, okay, are either I need to try them, or either I need to try them or try them again. Meaning I tried them and I was maybe it's not the time. Maybe I'm not there yet. Or I tried them and I didn't like it. Or it's I smelled it, but I didn't try it. And it's I need to come back to that. So one of these is Initio. I think this is side effect. Let me tell you, a couple of years ago, I tried Initio side effect, and I tried it on the store. I loved it. I bought the full size bottle, brought it home. I was like, yes. About 2 hours later, it was so strong on me from one spray, it was giving me a headache. And it was making me nauseous. I had to take it back. I hadn't even got a chance to open the box, take the plastic off the outside, none of that. I took it back the very next day. I said, I don't know what happened between being sprayed in the store and getting home, and it was giving me a headache. And so, like, I'm scared to try this now. I'm scared to try this, okay? And I've got some Mugler, I've got some Prada Candy, I've got some Jimmy Choo, I've got some Jo Malone. Can I just say this? Jo Malone is a brand that I really want to love. And I have not found a single fragrance in that house that I like. Doesn't mean they're bad. They just don't feel bad. And I know they're like meant to layer. Tried that. It does not work for me. So these are samples that I need to revisit. And then this bottom drawer, I'm trying to remember. Oh, this is just fragrances like from Parfums de Marly, like the whole set is in here, and then also the Harmonious, the full set is in here. So these are like full sets. And that's it. So that is my fragrance collection. Do you also collect samples so that you can wear it a couple of times before you decide if you want to commit? Are you someone like you smell it one time and then you can just, you know what it is? I personally like having samples, whether I have to pay for Discovery Set or not, because I know like if I keep going back to it and I've worn it like through the course of the day and I'm getting through all of the levels and all of the layers and the dry down and the sillage and all that kind of stuff or whatever, and I still like it and I find myself going back to it, then I kind of move it to that top drawer and I know this is something that if I had a full bottle of, I would use it. So anyway, with that being said, let me know, are you a frag head? Are you a fragrance girly? What are some brands, some lesser known brands, some very, very niche brands that you think I should check out? Educate your girl if you don't mind. Who are some of your favorite fragrance creators to follow? I do follow Sir Candleman, and I know he's kind of dabbled into some fragrances, but I love very feminine, fruity, slightly sweet, not like candy, teeny bopper, pink sugar sweet, not like that, but just I'm more like that. I know some people like more masculine or unisex. I'm not a oud girly at all. I'm not. I am not. All right. I also don't like gardenia. Let me tell you, gardenia will make me in the back of my throat a little bit. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm still learning. Let me know some of your tips below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.